The big news tonight, of course, was Twitter, and their words were permanently suspending President Trump's account. Is that a fancy way of saying he is banned? And secondly, where does the free speech rights come in here in terms of Twitter and these other companies banning the president from being on these accounts?
So from a legal perspective, the word suspension does mean one could return, right? You're suspended, not terminated. But it seems to be Twitter's point is that they don't want him back on there. My guess is they probably don't want him on here for a period of time right now. And basically, here's the free speech thing. Twitter is privately owned. The free speech rights apply to when the government tries to interfere with your speech, which it doesn't have a right to do. But similarly, even in a private business, we all know we can't go into a movie theater and yell fire, right? So there are limits. We can't do anything criminal with our speech. We can't incite violence with our speech. Twitter, as a private company, determined that what the president was doing was inciting violence. Now, they have suspended him before, and they also have talked about banning him before, but decided because he's the president of the United States, his words as president are more important, perhaps, than the risk from their point of view of the fact that they found his words to be inciting violence. So they kind of put the issues aside for a very long time. At this point, they've decided, no, they can't do that anymore. They do have a right to keep him from going on there. And it's sort of two interesting things about that. Number one, it's sort of amazing that Twitter has had to decide to permanently suspend the leader of the free world. But secondly, something really interesting. Many Republicans who are very afraid of President Trump, because we know one tweet from him means you're primaried, means you're out, all sorts of things. If he can no longer get his message out on Twitter or any of those acceptable platforms like Facebook, because I think he's pulled from there as well, if you're a Republican who otherwise might want to oppose the president, you might just do that now because the president has lost his means of ammunition to come after you.
Yeah, it's his favorite way to speak to the American people. Paul Lisnick, we covered a lot of ground there. Appreciate, as always, your time.